Good evening, friends. Welcome to the session. Our guest tonight is Selvan Kannan, a visionary leader in agribusiness and animal nutrition with over 45 years of executive experience. Welcome, Selvan.
Thank you, Meena, and good evening.
Yeah,
Thanks for inviting me.
yeah. So, viewers, Selvan has quite a wide experience in this field. Plus, he's also into now a lot of new developments. So, let me just give you a brief on his background. So, Selvan Kannan is a visionary leader in agribusiness and animal nutrition with over 45 years of executive experience, beginning with his career in 1980 with a mission to improve feed quality for farmers. His pioneering career highlights include introducing Nutrico's True Nutrition to India and helping Novel Tech Feeds secure a 200 million investment from Goldman Sachs. As CEO of Value Consultants since 2022, he provides strategic advisory to global clients, leveraging deep expertise in poultry and business strategy. He is a trusted mentor and active international speaker, recognized with 2019 Long-Time Contribution Award from Indian Poultry Review, who champions collaboration, sustainability, and ethical governance to shape the future of India's feed sector. Now, Selvin also says that he has started his own consultancy for international trade of imports and exports, of animal health nutrition products. He's also associated with PUM, Netherlands Government Organization, for giving away knowledge and skills free to India, MSME, and the needy. So, and also as we move on, we would like to mention that he is an ambassador for the India Rising Foundation. So, Selvin, as we know, India Rising Foundation has launched a landmark non-profit 1,000 crore R&D grant fund, being enabled as a national initiative that seeks to position India as the research and innovation capital of the world by 2047. The mission, titled India Rising, aims to empower 1 million fellows for research, foster collaborative research ecosystems, bring together India's ancient wisdom with modern science and technology to address global challenges, financially support and identify and validate research projects in 12 core areas. Described as both a mission and a movement, India seeks to catalyze a civilizational renaissance, reviving India's historic identity as a knowledge-driven nation while preparing it to lead the innovation frontier of the 21st century. Several leaders and specialists in different fields have joined as ambassadors to fuel this mission with their knowledge and know-how. And Selvin is one such person who has joined forces. Welcome. And also very nice to touch base with you, Selvin. So my first question is, Selvin, why did your organization choose Resurgence of RDI to be your flagship movement for India?
Yeah, I would choose to start with our principal ambassador's quote, Padma Shri Dr. Prahalada Rao, who mentions that for decades I have witnessed brilliant Indian ideas get lost in the chasm between intention and execution. Systems either failed them or did not exist to support them. India Rising is not just another initiative. It is the operating system for Indian genius. We are building the scaffolding that will hold up 1 million dreams, ensuring no idea fails for want of a fair chance. He says that India Rising, an effort to unlock India's collective genius from our classrooms and laboratories to our villages and enterprises and to transform knowledge into solutions that benefit both India and the world. This is my life of being a researcher and scientist for the nation. I am seeing it being codified into a national mission, unquote. So this summarizes the reason why we are here. And yeah, if you ask about the when we see that in India, we are an ancient knowledge civilization for thousands of years. Yeah, and the world has benefited from it. But then the knowledge has gone from generation to generation, and not and we have lost some of the knowledge in the process. So we would like to consciously see how we can document those and get them under research and our development, to see that we are able to relive and revive our ancient wisdom. So that is the basic purpose.
Yeah. So, what inspired you to join this organization?
Inspiration wise, when we see that uh, the India was a knowledge capital for thousands of years, and now we have an opportunity to revive that. So India stands at a position now, even economically today, we are fastest growing GDP nation. We are becoming the fourth largest, and maybe in a few decades we'll also be the third. And we are at a crossroads where the research and development and innovation has become not a necessity or a competitive advantage, but it is more for survival and growth for any nation. And we have all the requirement for those, and that encourages us to really catch up and become a global capital in the next 100th year of our independence. Maybe we not maybe we are going to be the research and development global capital for the world.
Yeah. And as you know, our Prime Minister, Narendra Modi, is taking India forward with leaps and bounds. And when individuals like yourself are supporting an organization like IRF, I'm sure this movement is going to pick up, speed as it goes. So my next question is, why do you think the right blend of RDI and IKS is the winning formula for India's next journey towards global leadership?
The Like I mentioned, the indigenous knowledge system has been our Indian capital, right? And that is right now we need to really get into our past and relive the past to secure our future. And that is not only restricted to India, it is global. So the Indian knowledge system has got different systems. It is related to medicine, the Vedas, the Upanishads, the Puranas, and the art, the culture, and astronomy and astrology. And you name it, there is hardly any domain that has not been untouched or fully developed in the Indian civilization, the oldest living civilization. Yeah, so that gives us motivation to really now start to document and link this Indian knowledge, indigenous knowledge system into the modern era requirement, contemporary requirement, and that's how we become the global leaders and the hub of the world.
Yeah. So, how can you, as a movement, I'm now talking about IRF, invoke the interest of the people to embrace RDI as a vocation for progress, security of life, recognition, and rewarding career? Now, why I'm asking you this question is, earlier we had an alternative for Twitter, an Indian alternative for Twitter, though it was supported by the government and many other enterprising people, that did not take off. So, many people feel that, see, we are weak in the, R&D area. So, why do you think that, you know, uh, this movement will invoke, the interest of the people, and uh, uh, and why did you choose 12 domains as a start point for your vision?
Yeah. So yes, I think the 12 domains are more specific and scientifically devised, so that we are able to get into the core of the business. So So we are talking of the medicine and healthcare, for which the Indian knowledge of the Ayurveda is ancient and time proven. In fact, we have some of the patents abroad which have the origins from the Indian medicine. Same way about the energy, fuels and sustainability, food and agriculture, manufacturing and industry, deep tech and future tech. We are talking of Vimana Shastra, which is talking of the spaceships. The science of it already existed long before, and now we have scientists working on it and reviving that and getting to know new things. Same thing with the medicine and space and defense. So these are the core domains which are going to be supported by the STEM, by literature and education, culture, art and heritage and spirituality. So each one of them, we have a world of knowledge, which unfortunately have got have dust over it over a period of time for various reasons. But this is the right time now, and with the latest even artificial intelligence and the latest technology available, we are very confident that we'll be able to bring them back to the life. And that's how we have selected these domains. But then they don't stop there, they will be further developed. This is what we have done as of now. So this is going to be evolving, and this will be added up with more and more inputs and R&D coming in. So this is how I
So
would
how
explain.
is
Yeah.
yeah? So how is this foundation attracting so many intellectual powers to join in either as trustees or as ambassadors or people who just want to be as advisors? So how is this foundation attracting such people?
Basically, it is a purpose of making India great again. Yeah, that is what I would say. And
So is there patriotism in it, nationalism?
definitely, definitely, because this is when you talk of indigenous knowledge system, it is by default linked to patriotism, because all these civilizational knowledges, there are hardly few civilizations, surviving and living civilizations on planet Earth today, in which India is among one. And and this knowledge is available for the mankind to utilize. Yeah. And with this mission, definitely the spirit of patriotism is there, and nationalism is there. But we talk of vasudevika kutumbakam, which means we are always talking global. That is our philosophy. So here comes the element of humanity. So we are talking of progress and the welfare of humanity by this civilizational indigenous knowledge system, and that is the potential available to be exploited. Yeah. And the India, by as of now, is not really investing so much into RD&I. When you compare it with the GERD, that is the gross expenditure on research and development, we are only at 0.6% of our GDP. When compared to some of the GDPs of the USA is around 3%, it's 5% in Korea and Israel, and around 3% in Japan. Of course, they keep changing, but then percentage wise we are far behind. And compared to 1.4 billion population that India has, if you see universities like Harvard invest almost $50 billion in research, development, and innovation. MIT invests around $27 billion. Yeah, India is not even 20% of it. So the scope is
What
very high.
so what would you say is the reason for that?
The reason is, of course, because I think we are not focused into research and development, where we are not brought in the private and public partnership together. Because in India, not many private companies are really so much invested into research and development for various reasons. It could be the system based or not enough of funding available, or and then the R&D also involves patience and investment, with the success rate may not be so high. But then R&D is something which nations cannot do without. We need it, because that's how the humanity and the country progresses. Right now, R&D for India is not a competitive advantage or something of necessity. No, it is a matter of survival, growth, and prosperity. Because unless we are technologically advanced, we are not more self-reliant on knowledge.
Yeah, absolutely. How are you enabling what you're envisioning? Because RDI is a time consuming and result unguaranteed mission, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a good question, Mina, because R&D is not a real commercial operation kind of where you can really forecast the money made on ROI and all. This is all long term. And even the success rate is something not very high. Not by norm, it's a small percentage of success rate. But then this is something which a country like India cannot do without. We do need it. And then we have the skill part. If you see, India today has become a raw talent available only for foreign companies to be utilized. Yeah, because then the India is not able to really focus them and develop them, and take them to a logical end. So we need to really provide for all the talent, the amount of talent available in India. 40% of women are STEM graduates, but only 20% get opportunity to get the role of research. Again, we are to blame. Are we giving them the opportunities? Are we able to fund them? Are we able to motivate them? Are we able to guide them? So all those things are definitely required. And as far as India Rising Foundation is concerned, they are coming with patience. They know what it costs to develop such kind of, to have an objective that in 100th year of India's independence, we should be the global leaders for research, development, and innovation. So for that, we are planning and investing right now. So that's how we are providing this platform.
Absolutely. Tell us more about the 1 million Fellows for Research program that IRF plans to launch soon.
Yes. Good question, because we find that the skills and the talent is in abundance in India. And more so, what happens is more than 65% of our R&D capital, Amina, is being consumed by only 6 cities of the country, which is a tragedy. So we have a very unique word called jugaad, which has also got its place, and I think in Oxford Dictionary. So which simply means local invention. So where they don't have to be a doctorate or a research scientist, but then they have an opportunity to really express themselves. So that's where India Rising Foundation comes into place. So we have lot of, for 1.4 billion population, lot of knowledge and talent. Even if you talk of ISRO, we have people, scientists coming from the villages. It's a very good study. The number of women in ISRO, and so like that, we do have a lot of talent waiting to be tapped. So in our 1 million fellow program that we are talking, we want to create inculcate the aptitude and train the millions of youngsters and research minded people and uneducated people, those who have some ideas, enable them to make them as our foot soldiers, with a bent of research to take them forward. So much so that like CIA recently declared that India in 2047, on our 100th anniversary of the independence, will be a 40 trillion economy driven by knowledge. So it will be a knowledge driven economy. So to reach that such kind of status, definitely the role of India Rising Foundation is immense and is aligned with the policies of the nation as well. But then we are not stopping at nation, we're talking of a global ambition.
Yeah. So since we started with the concept and now we've moved on much ahead, how much have we, in a short period, IRF has moved very fast. So could you tell us a little bit about the pace with which this foundation is moving?
Yeah, that is quite impressive, even by our own standards. I think basically the idea has really attracted people a lot, because this is something which is untapped. So we are a country of paradox. While we still talk of we have not really invested much into research and development, still we find all our scientists in the Silicon Valley, or all our doctors in the American hospitals, or all our IT sector is fully dominated by the country, by India. So the thing is, but then the scope is much higher, and we are still at the tip of the iceberg. So so people are really attracted with this idea. It's aligned with the national requirement. See, the economy, today's economy, are looking for new innovation. they're looking for new product development, and they're looking for, there are new needs and demands being created. Now that is going to happen only by, I won't call it reverse engineering, that is by moving by India moving into knowledge based past to make a bright future. So it is simply that we revive our old knowledge, civilizational knowledge pool that we have, and that will take us forward for hundreds of years.
Absolutely. So, Selvin, there, as you said, what you said is so true, because there are a lot of people who don't have the sort of funds to take them forward, but their intellectual capacity is beyond what you can think of, and they are working on various things to make the life of a person easy. So, speaking about the kind of people who have been selected to become ambassadors and spokespersons of this foundation, uh, could you tell us about your own experience in animal healthcare, and how do you want your decades of experience and expertise to table this mission?
Yeah, that's a good question. Because animal healthcare is, it's a 150,000 crore industry. So probably it's much bigger than the telecom industry in India. So not much known across. But there is a lot of research and development already happening in the animal health sector. More so because it's a commercial sector. So, and a lot of research activities happen, and government of India also invests a lot of funds in IVRI, CARI. There are many such institutions, centers of excellence, and we develop our own vaccines. We have a lot of growth in our own medicines and health, which of late are also being exported from India. Yeah, but nevertheless, they are all compartmentalized, like in so many other domains of India. So we need to really, integrate them, and we need to really get a collaborative attitude, which is a function and role of India Rising Foundation. To get a collaborative approach towards the institutes and the universities and the researchers, and also connect them with the people who are research oriented. And that way I see a lot of growth. And India is number one in the milk production in the world, and number two in the aqua production in the world, number three in the egg production in the world, and number four in the chicken meat production, and the list can go on for a goat, sheep, buffaloes, and etc. So we are a great nation that way. But once we really streamline and get them together, I'm sure that will be a great service to the nation.
Yeah. So one question that has always been on my mind is that we our desi cows were disappearing, and we were having the other Jersey cows instead. I mean, which are people know that the milk from Jersey cows is not as good as desi cows. So I've seen that there has been a big movement where people have started acquiring desi cows and selling A2 milk. So could you speak about how the movement to make most of our cows desi is comes will happen in the future?
Yeah, that's a good question, and also it can kick up a lot of debate, because basically, a desi cow is the local breed. In India, we had almost 300 local genetic, cows available. Unfortunately for us, which is a tragedy, that I think more than 260 breed vanished. So the first and foremost, India Rising Foundation will also work on is trying to preserve the local breed. Yeah, because it is not a good idea to lose breed. Yeah, so preservation of breed is very, very important. Having said that, scientifically maybe there's not a big difference between a milk from a Jersey cow and a desi cow, but definitely a milk is produced by a daily intake of a nutritious feed that is given. So what we feed, we get the output of milk accordingly. So it's more important that we give nutritious food and a safe food, which is not really adulterated or something by some contaminants, and then we get a safe milk. A2 milk is a concept which is also being used more for sales as well. But then the desi breed is supposed to be more genetically strong, because of they have been used to the local environment. They got acclimatized, so they may demand a less amount of medication compared to other imported breed. But the imported breed are commercially more viable because they give more milk, and then they will also demand, a scientific kind of approach to get the results accordingly. So it is not about the desi cow or the jersey. It depends on what is the market demand. Now the sales promotion and market is towards A2. So obviously that's also a form of competition. But basically, more than the breed, it is, if you have a healthy milk, that is more important than, what type of breed it is.
Yeah.
That's my
So the
personal view.
reason, yeah, the reason why I asked you this question is because a lot of the countries like South America and all are actually taking our desi cows, and the Jersey cows are becoming almost rare in such countries.
Yes, that's true, because the imported breeds have been almost 4 to 5 decades old,
Yeah.
and they also can lead to a sort of genetic inbreeding, yeah, over a period of time. And
Yeah.
then you always like new lines. See, breed is a God's creation, and we should not allow it to go extinct. And every breed has its importance. Like we used to also until recently import all the dogs for our army and police, but now India has developed its own local breed, and they compete very well. Very soon, probably we'll start exporting our dog breed from India. So it is not that, it is more of, how do you focus. So that is exactly the reason that, India Rising Foundation is required to, enhance the value of what we have, and become more dependent, become more self-reliant, and understand the true value of any of the product.
So I think that was a wonderful session with you, Selvan, and we'll again talk to you some other time. Thank you so much for this wonderful session. Good night,
Thank you
Jai
so
Hind,
much, Meena. I
and Jai
appreciate it.
Shri Ram. Jai
Jai
Shri
Shri Ram.
Ram.
Thank you.